Do you love silly stories for kids? Why not consider joining our family? You can even get a very special message from one of your favourite Silly Stories for Kids characters. Head over to the website to find out more. It's your support that helps us to continue to make exciting stories and more crazy content.
Did somebody say crazy?
Oh, Pimpin, no. Welcome to Silly Stories for Kids with me, Sam, a podcast where I make up a silly story just for you. If you'd like to be in one of our silly stories, head over to sillystoriesforkids.com. It's always great to meet the families that are listening to our silly stories. Now, do you know what's going to happen in today's adventure? Me either. There's only one way to find out.
Okay, let's go.
One day, two friends named Annabelle and Mahalia were having a play together. They had been playing a few different games for a while, and one of their favourite things to do was play horse games. As they were playing, though, they heard a noise. Was that you? Said Mahalia. No, said Annabelle. Was it you? No, that sounded like a real horse. The girls started looking around the room, but they couldn't see anything anywhere. Oh well, let's go back to playing. And as they went back to go play... There it is again, said Annabelle. Where's it coming from, said Mahalia. The two girls raced outside, and there, in their front yard, were two horses. Annabelle, I didn't know you had real horses, said Mahalia. Neither did I, said Annabelle. We're not her horses, said one of the horses. No, we have come all the way from Horsetopia. Horsetopia, said Annabelle. What's Horsetopia? Oh, it is a wonderful land filled with beautiful horses with the most amazing manes and tails and all kinds of fun things to do. Oh, well, what are you doing here? Said Mahalia. Well, we've noticed that you girls are some of the most horse-loving children in the whole entire world, and we thought, what better children to invite to Horsetopia? Really? Said Mahalia. Really? Said one of the horses. The girls laughed and smiled and grabbed hands and started dancing around in circles. How do we get there? Said Annabelle. I'm so excited. Well, first you need to be a horse. So if you could just quickly turn into a horse, that would be fantastic. I can't turn into a horse, said Mahalia. Me either, said Annabelle. What? Said one of the horses. What do you mean you can't turn into a horse? We can't really turn into anything, said Annabelle. Oh dear, how are we ever going to get this sorted? Oh, hang on. I just noticed you don't have your magic saddles on. Magic saddles, said Mahalia. Oh, have you not heard of magic saddles? No, said the kids. Well, let's get that sorted. Hang on, jump on. Are you sure that's okay, said Annabelle. Of course, said one of the horses. But I think we should probably ask for your names first. Oh, my name is Guinevere, said one of the horses. And my name is Gerard, said the other. Climb on. So the girls each climbed on a horse, and they started to gallop from the front yard straight down the street. They started galloping across the road and into the park until they burst through a few bushes and jumped over a hedge. As they jumped over the hedge, something very strange happened. The world glittered and shook, and all of a sudden the girls were standing out the front of a horse shop. But this wasn't like a normal horse shop because there was horses everywhere and there was all kinds of funny-looking, colourful things in the window. Wow, said Annabelle. All right, go in there and Jean-Claude will fix you up with your very own magic saddles. Oh, okay, said the girls. So they walked in through the door and inside was a man with a very long curly beard. He had a purple hat and pants that went all the way up past his belly button. Good day. I am Jean-Claude. Hi, Jean-Claude. We've been sent to go get magic saddles. Oh, fantastique, he said, as he grabbed a ladder from behind the counter and started racing out into the middle of the shop. What colour would you like? Said Jean-Claude as he started pulling down saddles and throwing them towards the girls. Would you like a pink one or a green one or a purple or an orange or a periwinkle? Periwinkle? What's periwinkle? Oh, it's the most beautiful colour in the whole entire world, said Jean-Claude. Well, I think I'd like a purple one, said Annabelle. Can I have a pink one, said Mahalia. Of course, said Jean-Claude as he pulled out two saddles and took them straight over to the girls. Try it on, see how it fits, he said. How? Just strap it to your back and see. So Annabelle grabbed the purple saddle and strapped it onto her back. as she put it on, something strange happened. "Whoa," she said, "I feel funny." And as she was talking, her legs got longer and she grew a tail. And in no time at all, she had turned into a horse. A beautiful purple horse. "Whoa," said Mahalia. "My turn." She strapped her saddle on as well, and she turned into a beautiful pink horse. "Thank you so much, Jean-Claude," they said. "Anytime. I hope that you enjoy your horsey riding," he said. As the girls galloped back outside, they were so excited. The two horses were still standing there waiting for them. Genevieve looked at the girls. "Oh, you look so beautiful," she said. "Oh, very lovely," said Gerard. "Come on, off to Horsetopia with us." "Hooray!" cheered the girls as they started to gallop along behind Gerard and Genevieve. As they galloped, they could feel their hoofs striking the ground. It was an incredible feeling. They'd never felt so powerful and strong in their whole life. They cantered at first, and then they strode into a gallop, and they were having a wonderful time racing along after the two horses. In no time at all, they realized they were galloping towards a very tall, very thick hedge. "Get ready," yelled Genevieve. "We need to jump it perfectly." "Okay," said the girls. "Are you ready?" said Gerard. As they jumped over, the girls followed and jumped as well. When they jumped over the hedge, the world shimmered, and they landed on the other side, in the middle of Horsetopia. It was incredible. Instead of houses, there was horse stables everywhere, and there was horses of every type and colour walking around the town, talking to each other and having a lovely day. "Good day, good day. Oh, hello, good day." There was water troughs for them to drink, and there was buckets of oats all around the place. It was amazing. The girls started to whinny with excitement. They were so happy. As the girls were jumping around with joy, another horse came galloping over. "Help!" he said. "Help!" "What is it?" said Genevieve. "It's little Charlie," said the horse. "What's happened?" said Gerard. He's got stuck." "Oh dear. Girls, do you think you might be able to help us?" "Of course," said Annabelle. "Definitely," said Mahalia. "We can do it." So the horses all galloped off together after the little brown horse. As they were getting closer and closer, they could hear a horse crying out in the distance. "Ow! It hurts!" "Oh dear," thought Annabelle. "I hope he's okay." "Yes," said Mahalia. "I hope that he's not hurt." As they galloped closer and closer and closer, they could start to see what was going on. And it was actually quite funny. As they got closer, they saw a big wooden fence, and stuck halfway through was a little white horse. "Help!" he said. "Little Charlie," said Genevieve. Yes," said little Charlie. "Were you trying to sneak into the big horse paddock again?" No," said little Charlie. "Then why are you half inside the big horse paddock and half stuck in the middle of the fence and half stuck where you're meant to be?" said Gerard. I tripped over," he said. "Oh dear," said Genevieve. "Don't worry, little Charlie, we'll get you out, but it'll need a team effort. All right, girls, can you come stand over here?" "Sure," said Annabelle and Mahalia. So they raced over and stood where Genevieve had asked them. "All right, we'll attach this rope to you." So she hooked a rope between the saddles of the two girls and then strung it back to where little Charlie was stuck, and they wrapped it around his waist. "All right, when I say go, can you start to slowly pull? We don't want to push too hard, and Gerard and I will try and stretch the timbers a little bit so that little Charlie can get back out." "Okay," said the girls. "All right, 1, 2, 3, pull!" yelled Genevieve. So the girls started to slowly pull. They trotted slowly forward, struggling and straining and pulling on the rope, trying to be as gentle as they could. While they did, Genevieve and Gerard put their heads in between the last two bits of timber and tried to stretch them outwards. And sure enough, pop! Out popped little Charlie. "Hooray!" said little Charlie. "Now, little Charlie, make sure that you don't—" "I'm going into the big horse paddock," he said as he tried to dive back through the fence. Brit! He got stuck again. "I'm stuck!" he yelled. "Charlie, stop trying to get into the big horse paddock." "But they have way more fun over there. Look at the game they're playing." They looked across, and sure enough, in the big horse paddock, there was a whole bunch of teenage horses jumping around playing some kind of game with a ball. "It looks so much fun, I just want to play," he said. Well, if you just wanted to play, all you needed to do was ask. You just need to be accompanied when you're in the big horse paddock. Can you get me in there? Okay, said Genevieve. I guess we'll have to get you unstuck again. I've got an idea, said Annabelle. What's that? Said Genevieve. Annabelle lined up behind little Charlie and she did a horse kick backwards and kicked him right through the fence. Ow! Said little Charlie as he flew into the big horse paddock. I'm in! Here I come! He yelled as he started galloping towards the ball. We better go save that little horse, said Genevieve. As she jumped over the fence, the girls jumped over as well. And there in the paddock, they decided to play the game with all the other horses. It was a very fun game where the horses had to use their noses to try and lift the ball into the air. When they'd lifted it, they would bump it across to their friends until eventually they would flip it over the fence and into a big bucket. It's kind of like basketball, said Mahalia. A little bit, said Genevieve, but more graceful. So the girls played and played and played with all the other horses. It was so much fun, and little Charlie kept bouncing around underneath everyone trying to get the ball. I'm going to get this one. I'm coming. Oh, here I go. I'll jump up over here. But he was a little bit too small. He hardly touched it at all. Oh, I can't do it. So Annabelle and Mahalia collected the ball and brought it over to him. Here you go, little Charlie, they said, and they dropped it down towards him. Oh, thank you, he said as he smacked the ball into the air with his nose. Kapow! And he watched it fly into the air. Thank you. Oh, that was so much fun. Oh, I'm so grateful. Anytime, little Charlie, said Annabelle. Yeah, said Mahalia. Anytime. Well, said Genevieve, I hope you girls have enjoyed Horsetopia, but it's probably best time that you started to head home. There's a long journey ahead. Okay, said the girls. Which way do we go? See that forest path that way, said Genevieve as she pointed. Yes, said Annabelle. If you follow that path, it will lead you wherever you need to be. Okay, said the girls. Thank you for having us. We'll see you next time, called Gerard. Yes, we'll see you soon, said Genevieve, and the girls started to gallop. They raced across the field and straight into the forest path, and as they were running along, they could see the trees next to them starting to change, and change and change and change, until they were back at the front of their own house. They undid their saddles and turned back into normal girls, and then went walking back in towards their house. As they walked in the door carrying their saddles, Annabelle's mum turned and said, Girls, those saddles look almost real. Where did you get those from? She said. Well, said Mahalia, I don't think you'd believe us, even if we told you. And that is the end of the story.
This episode's brought to you by Little Charlie's Super Saddles. They're the best kind of saddles for whenever you're playing horsey games. If you put them on, they make you faster and stronger. They're also super light. The leather's sewn together really well. We hope that you've been enjoying the Silly Stories for Kids. Make sure to leave a review wherever you find your podcast and share them with one or maybe lots of your friends. And you can go for a horse ride together and listen to silly stories and sing them together. That would be fun. We hope that you've been enjoying the Silly Stories for Kids. This is me, Little Charlie.
And me, Sam. We'll see you soon.